Hello and welcome to everyone. First of all, thanks for taking the course. I am Shuman Ahmed with you. To use the math operators in your Arduino programs, you just write your equations in the right side of an assignment statement. The compiler evaluates the mathematical expression on the right side of the assignment statement and then assigns the result to the variable on the left side. An example, suppose we keep 10 value in the variable a. So, first we return the variable name, as per mentioned variable a, then return assignment operator, a equals sign. Now we return the value, or variable, what we want to store, inside the variable a. As I mentioned, the value is 10. So, return 10. Let's check in the program using serial output. To output data to the serial port on the Arduino, we need to use the special serial class, along with its built-in functions. But now, we are just interested in 3 basic functions in the class. The serial.begin to initializes the serial port for input and output. Serial.print to outputs a text string to the serial port. Serial.println to outputs a text string to the serial port and terminates it with a return inline feed character. In here, we used 9600 baud rate for serial communication. Now we can use the serial.print and serial.println functions in our Arduino sketches to output information from our sketch to view in the serial monitor in the Arduino IDE. This makes for an excellent troubleshooting tool at our disposal. First, we using the serial.print uploaded the program to Arduino. Actually, I connected my Arduino with this computer. Because before open the serial monitor, you have to connected the Arduino with your computer. The output is 10. S means now inside the variable available 10 value. Let's another example. Now we assign some value with variable a. Already variable stored 10 value by before program. Now adds more some value and store the results in variable a. So first we return the variable name, which will store the result, then return assignment operator, a equals sign. Now again we return the variable a, because we add some value with the variable a. Then return plus, and return the value. Suppose the value is 15. Let's check the program. Now see the value is 25. This doesn't make any sense as a mathematical equation, but it is a common assignment statement. The compiler retrieves the current value stored in the variable a and adds 15 to it, then stores the result back into the variable a. Using compound operators, create shortcuts for simple assignments that you will commonly use in your Arduino sketches. For example, if you're performing an operation on a variable and plan on storing the result in the same variable, you don't have to use the long format, like a equal a plus 15. Instead, you can use the associated addition compound operator, like a plus an equal, then 15. The output value is same as we seen at previous program. This feature works for all the mathematical operators used in the C programming language. As you might expect, C programming follows all the standard rules of mathematical calculations, including the order of operations. For example, in the assignment, the result equals 2 plus 5 multiplication 5. The compiler first performs the multiplication from the math, and then adds 2 value to the result, and the resulting in a final value of 27, which is assigned to the result variable. And just like in math, C programming allows you to change the order of operations using parentheses. Now the compiler first adds 2 and 5, and then multiplies the result by 5, and resulting in a value of 35. You can nest parentheses as deep as you need in your calculations. Just be careful to make sure that you match up all the opening and closing parentheses pairs. Arduino working with time. With real-time applications, your sketch will often need to have some knowledge of time. The Arduino library contains 4 functions that let you access time features in the Arduino. Delay, x, pauses the sketch for x milliseconds. Delay microseconds, x, pauses the sketch for x microseconds. Micros, returns the number of microseconds since the Arduino is reset. Millis, returns the number of milliseconds since the Arduino was reset. The delay and delay microseconds functions are handy when you want to slow down the output, like we did in the previous example, or if you need for your sketch to wait for a predetermined amount of time before moving on to the next step. The millis and micros functions enable you to take a peek at how long the Arduino has been running your sketch. Although this is not related to the real time of day, you can use this feature to get a feel for real-time spans within your sketch. Structured commands. Decision-making structures require that the programmer specify one or more conditions to be evaluated or tested by the program. It should be along with a statement or statements to be executed if the condition is determined to be true, and optionally, other statements to be executed if the condition is determined to be false. Following is the general form of a typical decision-making structure found in most of the programming languages. Control statements are elements in source code that control the flow of program execution. They are using if-then statements, adding else sections, stringing if-else statements together, using the switch statement. The most basic type of structured command is the if statement. The if statement in C programming has the following basic format. It takes an expression in parenthesis and a statement or block of statements. If the expression is true, then the statement or block of statements get executed. Otherwise, these statements are skipped. You can use the if statement without braces if you have one statement. An if statement can be followed by an optional else statement, which executes when the expression is false. Using else if statements. So far, you have seen how to control a block of statements using either the if statement or the if and else statements combination. That gives you quite a bit of flexibility in controlling how your scripts work. In C programming language, have more one interested keyword for controlling a string of statements. That's stringing if-else statements together. The if statement can be followed by an optional else if or else statement, which is very useful to test various conditions using single if-else and if statement. When using if-else and if-else statements, keep in mind, an if can have 0 or 1 else statement, and it must come after any else if. An if can have 0 to many else if statements, and they must come before the else. Once an else if success, none of the remaining else if or else statements will be tested. For example of if statement, when the Arduino runs this code, it first checks the condition 1 result. If the result returns a true value, the Arduino runs statement 1 and then exits the others if-else statements. If condition 1 becomes a false value, the Arduino then checks the condition 2 result. If the result 2 becomes a true value, it runs statement 2 and then exits the others if-else statement. And finally, if there are no any condition becomes true, then it run the else statement. However, you will sometimes need to compare a value against multiple ranges of conditions. One way to solve that is to string multiple if statements. That is switch case statement. Similar to the if statements, switch and case controls the flow of programs by allowing the programmers to specify different codes that should be executed in various conditions. In particular, a switch statement compares the value of a variable to the values specified in the case statements. When a case statement is found, whose value matches that of the variable, the code in that case statement is run. The break keyword makes the switch statement exit and is typically used at the end of each case. Without a break statement, the switch statement will continue executing the following expressions until a break or the end of the switch statement is reached. And finally, when no any one value will match with the case 1, 2, or 3, then default statement at the end of the switch statement code block. The Arduino jumps to the default statement. Hi guys, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And thanks for watch.